Welcome to Unsolved Historical Mysteries. Where did she disappear? The unsolved mystery of Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart wasn't just any ordinary woman of her time. Born in 1897 in Atchison, Kansas, she was a trailblazer from the start. As a child, she showed a deep curiosity for adventure, a quality that would define her entire life. From an early age, she was fascinated by flying machines and dreamt of soaring through the skies. Despite the limitations placed on women during that era, her ambition to challenge societal norms and make a name for herself in aviation would soon captivate the world. Amelia's bold spirit became evident when, in 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. Although she was a passenger on that flight, her courage and determination shone brightly. The world watched in awe as she braved harsh weather conditions and endless stretches of open sea. But that wasn't enough for Amelia. In 1932, she did the unthinkable. She piloted her own plane across the Atlantic, solo. It was a feat that cemented her legacy as one of the greatest pioneers in aviation history, earning her a place among the legends. But Amelia wasn't done pushing the limits of human achievement. In 1937, she embarked on what would become her most ambitious project yet, an attempt to circumnavigate the globe. With navigator Fred Noonan by her side, she set off in her Lockheed Electra, determined to cover 29,000 miles across the world. They faced incredible challenges: weather, navigation issues, and mechanical problems. Yet, as they neared the final leg of their journey, something went terribly wrong. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan vanished without a trace, leaving behind one of history's most enduring mysteries. July 2nd, 1937. This is the date when the world last heard from Amelia Earhart. She and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were flying from Lae, New Guinea, towards Howland Island, one of the most isolated locations in the Pacific. As they approached their destination, radio contact became sporadic. Earhart's voice grew more desperate, indicating that they were running low on fuel and struggling to find the tiny island. The final transmission received from Amelia simply said, "We are on the line, 157,337, running north and south," and then silence. Amelia Earhart, Fred Noonan, and their plane vanished into the vastness of the Pacific Ocean. From the moment her plane disappeared, theories about what might have happened flooded in. One theory is that the plane ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. But could it have been something more? Some believe navigation errors led them far off course, and perhaps they missed Howland Island altogether. Others speculate that equipment failure, like a broken radio, prevented them from receiving vital information. Whatever the case, the disappearance sparked one of the largest search efforts in history. But despite the intense hunt, no solid evidence of their fate was found. The U.S. government launched a massive search operation immediately after Amelia's last radio transmission. Ships and planes combed the area around Howland Island, searching thousands of square miles of ocean, but came up empty-handed. The official search was called off after 2 weeks, leaving the world with no answers and countless questions. How could such a high-profile mission, equipped with the best technology of its time, simply vanish? To this day, Amelia's disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in aviation history. The most widely accepted theory about Amelia Earhart's disappearance is known as the crash and sink hypothesis. According to this theory, Amelia's plane simply ran out of fuel as she searched for Howland Island. Unable to find a suitable landing area, she and Fred Noonan would have ditched the aircraft into the Pacific Ocean, where it sank to the ocean floor. Despite multiple search missions over the decades, including some with advanced sonar technology, no definitive wreckage of her Lockheed Electra has been found. Still, many experts believe this theory explains the tragic ending to her historic journey. Another compelling theory is that Amelia Earhart may have landed on Gardner Island, now known as Nikumororo. This uninhabited coral atoll is located about 350 miles southeast of Howland Island. Proponents of this theory argue that Earhart, unable to locate Howland, redirected her flight and crash-landed on Gardner. Over the years, several expeditions have uncovered intriguing clues: pieces of aircraft metal, a woman's shoe, and even skeletal remains that some suggest could belong to Amelia. Although the evidence is circumstantial, this theory continues to gain attention as more artifacts are discovered on the island. One of the more controversial theories is that Amelia and Fred Noonan were captured by the Japanese military. According to this theory, they may have flown off course and ended up in the Japanese-held Marshall Islands. The idea is that the Japanese, suspicious of Earhart being a spy, detained her and Noonan. There have been reports and eyewitness accounts over the years that suggest Amelia was seen alive in Japanese custody, and some claim that she may have even died in a Japanese prison. However, there is little concrete evidence to support this theory, and it remains one of the most debated aspects of her disappearance. Amelia Earhart's disappearance has never been forgotten, and even today, efforts to uncover the truth continue. Several organizations have dedicated themselves to solving the mystery, using advanced technology, like deep-sea sonar and underwater drones, to search the ocean floor around Howland Island. Notably, the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIGHAR, has been leading expeditions to Gardner Island, combing the area for any evidence that Earhart might have survived there. While these searches have yet to provide definitive answers, they've uncovered promising leads, keeping the mystery very much alive. In the 1940s, a set of human bones was discovered on Gardner Island. These bones were initially dismissed as not belonging to Earhart, but recent forensic reanalysis suggests otherwise. Experts have revisited the measurements, and some now believe the bones could indeed be from a woman of Amelia's height and build. Additionally, artifacts such as pieces of aircraft, metal, and personal items like a compact mirror and a shoe have been found on the island, sparking renewed interest in the Gardner Island theory. However, without more conclusive evidence, these findings remain tantalizing but inconclusive. With new technologies at our disposal and the continued dedication of researchers, some believe we're closer than ever to solving the mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance. Whether it's through advanced sonar scans of the ocean depths or further forensic analysis of artifacts found on Gardner Island, each new discovery brings us a step closer to the truth. Will the wreckage of her plane finally be found? Or could there be even more startling revelations waiting for us in the years ahead? One thing is certain: the world is still captivated by Amelia Earhart, and her story continues to inspire adventurers and historians alike. Amelia Earhart wasn't just a pilot. She was a trailblazer who changed the world of aviation forever. Her fearless spirit and determination shattered barriers for women, in a field that had been dominated by men. Before Earhart, the skies were seen as a man's domain, but her accomplishments, from crossing the Atlantic solo to her record-breaking flights, proved that women could excel in aviation too. Her pioneering efforts opened doors for countless female pilots who followed in her footsteps, and today she remains an enduring symbol of courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Beyond aviation, Amelia Earhart's life represents the human drive to explore the unknown and push beyond perceived limits. She wasn't content with simply being famous. She wanted to challenge herself, to test her abilities in ways that others wouldn't dare. In a time when women were expected to conform to societal norms, Earhart pursued her passions without hesitation. Her determination to explore the farthest corners of the world is a reminder that the pursuit of dreams, no matter how dangerous or impossible they may seem, is worth the risk. Even though her disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time, Amelia Earhart's story teaches us valuable lessons about perseverance, courage, and the importance of breaking boundaries. She inspired a generation to dream bigger, and her legacy continues to encourage people to take risks, defy conventions, and embrace the unknown. Whether we ever solve the mystery of her final flight or not, one thing is certain: Amelia Earhart will always be remembered not just for how she died, but for how she lived a life full of passion, adventure, and the relentless pursuit of her dreams. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.